Good morning. This is John Marling, Pulse Research. Let's begin. First of all, I want to thank you on behalf of the Pulse team and Cynthia very much for taking time out of your very busy day to attend our webinar this morning. I promise you I'll do everything I can to make it very well worth your while. Regardless if you're a magazine or you're a alternative weekly or a daily or weekly community publication, we've got good news for you. In the next 90 days, Pulse will guarantee that we can increase your revenue by $90,000. That's $90,000 in additional sales in just 90 days. Let me show you how we're confident we can absolutely deliver 90,000 additional business for you. It's with the Pulse Sales Solutions, which we'll go into in just a moment. Pulse has been in business now for 35 years. We've done, research for thousands of publications, and I'm constantly, and it's with Cynthia and others, out in the field making four-legged sales calls. So we experience the same challenges, but opportunities that each one of your revenue team members face. And Pulse is constantly evolving and developing solutions and ideas to help you get that most important additional advertising revenues. The second thing of why we're so confident is the best practice from some of our clients, 3x9, and I'll go over that in just a minute. So let's begin. Pulse Sales Solutions is a comprehensive program that includes literally all the resources your team member needs to effectively engage, present, and get that additional advertising for you. The foundation of the Pulse Sales Solutions is information about and for the business. It's information that the business is welcome. Heck, every time I'm out on a four-legged sales call and we're engaging with the information that's about and for their business, they say, thank you so much. And it really opens the floodgate in terms of their participation and engagement. The second thing we have is a sales tool, a really simple sales tool for each step of getting a new advertiser. And then obviously in today's world, training is critically important. Each of you probably have some new team members. Pulse has put together, probably best in the industry, a very effective basic training program. And then we'll wrap up the webinar this morning talking about the 90-90 Pulse sales plan. That's 90,000 additional sales in just 90 days. In a second, we'll go over the best practice that really pulls it all together. That's the 3x9 program. But let me just say to begin, what do the local businesses in your community, or an ad agency for that matter, or a major, what do they expect and want from your ad reps? It's really simple. In today's world, given the challenges that they face, they want actionable, usable information about and for their business. And that's what Pulse does. We do a comprehensive survey, but it's really, really simple. All we do is we ask the same questions the businesses would ask. So for a furniture store, for instance, they would ask if they did a survey of your audience, you plan to shop at a furniture store in the next 12 months, right? But they would also ask, what do you plan to buy? Living room furniture, bedroom furniture, dining room furniture, what type of mattress are you considering buying? And Pulse asks those questions, not only for a furniture store, but we do it for every single conceivable target category: medical, automotive, real estate, financial, retail, professional services, on and on and on. It is a tremendous resource. But the greatest thing about it is it's what the businesses want and expect today. Information about and for them that helps them identify solutions. And that's the key to it. Identifying solutions to help them with your audience opportunity to get additional customers. And the Pulse of America survey is for newspapers, both daily and weekly, alternative weeklies, and also for magazines. And I'll go over in just a moment, the big picture of the survey, but let me just cover the details right now, if I might. The survey is asked either of, the audiences across the nation. We get enough sample, we break it out into regions, and we have 9 regions of the data broken out by publication type, and we also have it on a state level in many cases. But here's the good news. You can also do this comprehensive shopping survey of your own audience. Many of our clients, like Austin, Texas, Oklahoma, Palm Beach, have done a survey of their own audience. So now let's go into the Pulse sales tools. I mentioned a moment ago, this is one of the main benefits, drivers, reasons why Pulse can guarantee 90,000 additional business in the next 90 days. It's a very simple tool for each step of getting new advertisers for your publication. Obviously, the first step is prospects, but Pulse has a super program to identify the hottest prospects. Obviously, the next step after identifying a prospect is, and I'll put it in the words of the ad reps, starting the conversation. And for those new team members, that's one of the big challenges they have, is how do I start the conversation with that business, that awkward, point in time where they first meet or they call on the phone. How do you start that conversation? It's the tools to use to get the appointment over the phone or with cold calling to engage with that business and start the conversation. Obviously, the next step in the sales process is finding a solution for that business, the needs analysis. And that's where the magic Pulse comes in, is when you identify with the information about your audience that business can identify, like, oh my gosh, I can get more rugs. Or made a presentation to a big legal firm the other day, and they say, my gosh, look at the number of households you reach who are going to change or get a new will or trust. Let's start advertising. And so finding a solution is one of the big keys. And obviously, in the sales process, making the presentation. Pulse has a very simple one-page presentation. People don't have time today, so it focuses right in on the solution and shows the business their opportunity and benefit. Obviously, in the real world, in the sales process, overcoming objections is extremely important. Like, print is dead. Well, I use social media. I don't have, a budget, etc. Pulse has an easy, effective solution for your team members to overcome the objections. Then obviously the last step of the sales process is closing. Pulse has a unique solution that engages, where the business participates. So we help the business take away the fear so they realize, my gosh, this is doable. This is realistic. And it also shows the business their ROI. Let me give you a couple quick examples before we go live into the Pulse program. Here's an example of a teaser. And the teaser is really, really simple. It starts the conversation with what's in it for the business. As you'll notice in the example here, it's a teaser wrap. It grabs the attention of, in this example here, an insurance agency by, oh my gosh, there's almost 6,000 households who plan to change or get a new insurance agency. Now they quickly realize what's in it for them. And then you say, would you like to know more about what they plan to buy? In this case, their plans for changing or getting new auto insurance, homeowners insurance, pet insurance, dental insurance, etc. And when you ask them that, it's extremely difficult for the business to say no. In fact, literally all the time with using the teaser, it's breaking through and getting that appointment. Why? Because the business immediately realizes the benefit, the opportunity for them, and they want to know more. And so they say, yes, let's get together. The next solution we have for you is in cold calling. And obviously in today's world, there are a lot of gatekeepers. And so here on your screen, and we'll show you in just a second how to create it, is a very simple flyer that engages the business. Look at that headline, to help you get new customers. It's all about them. Pulse readers ask the questions you would ask. Do you plan to shop at a jewelry store? Look at that, 5,400. Once again, the big number, the teaser, grab their attention with what's in it for them. But then, and this is where Pulse succeeds and really, really engages with the business. Let's find a solution together, a needs analysis. And they say, oh my gosh, look at the number of opportunities for wedding rings, for instance. And they immediately change their perception. Let's start advertising. And here's an example of a very simple one-page presentation. And as you note, it reinforces the benefit. Over 12,500 households going to shop at a tire store. Let's find a solution together. But look at this. We show that business person how few customers they need to pay for a consistent campaign in your publication. And then in addition to that, we show them the realism on how few customers they need for an attractive ROI. In fact, I was making a presentation in Wisconsin 2 weeks ago. We sat down with a major retirement agency, the agency for retirement homes, and he took a look at the ROI and he said, thank you. He said, now you've given me what I need to take to my boss to prove the ROI. And so we bake right into the presentation that important ROI. And then in addition to that, as I mentioned a moment ago, we show the business person what they're missing in terms of opportunity if they're not also advertising on a consistent program with you. And then the last piece in the example I want to show you, then we'll go live, is the break-even calculator. I mentioned a moment ago that getting the business participation with their input on what's a customer worth to you, they can quickly figure out the great news on how few customers they need to pay for the campaign. So what it does, quite frankly, is takes the conversation away from price, and we all know that that's not a winnable conversation, and really engages the business so they realize that it's realistic, it's a no-brainer. So let's go live now and take a quick look at the program. So at your convenience, go to pulseresearch.com and type in sales demo, and it'll take you into our demo site. Good spelling here this morning. And as you'll notice on the home page, and by the way, the Pulse program is 110% mobile enhanced. What does that mean? That means that anytime, anywhere, your revenue team members can access the information and engage with the business. So you can do it on a tablet, a smartphone. You know, notice right here, it's very simple. As you well know, your ad members, your team member, revenue team members are very, very busy. Pulse keeps things simple and usable. So right there at their fingertips, just imagine for a moment this is on a smartphone or a tablet. Here's prospecting, engagement, starting the conversation, needs analysis, presentation, overcoming the objection, closing. Each one of the sales steps and engaging and getting new business. And while I'm here, by the way, here's the Connect basic program. We have a very simple short video for each of the sales steps. Take a look at these when you get a chance. Prospecting, engagement, needs analysis, presenting, overcoming objections, and closing. Let me go back to the home page, if I might, here, and kind of walk you through the program. Number one is prospecting. Pulse has a unique prospecting tool. I'm proud to say we've got over 600 publishing clients in North America. That's about 7,000 ad reps. Every time they create a presentation, like they create a presentation for a major auto dealer, it automatically records that in the program. And then when a team member puts in what happened, i.e. did they sell it, if they sold it for how much, or did they say no, we can track that information. So for every one of the over 500 business categories that we ask about in the Pulse of America survey, we can track the actual close ratio, average sale, and the sold rank. So let's take a quick look here. So let's take a look at sold rank. This is the most sold across our network, and it's in real time. Number one is realtor. Number two is new vehicle dealership. Number three is family style restaurant. You can also look at close ratio, average sale. So when a person says, well, let's take a look at realtors, all they have to do is click on find. But let me show you the depth and breadth of the information in the Pulse of America Shopping Survey. And remember, we can break this out for you by your type of publication, a weekly, a daily, an alternative weekly, or a magazine. And so here are all of the apparel related business categories: arts and entertainment, automotive categories, then beauty, child related, community services. Kind of go through this fast, but you're welcome to come. Education's a big category of opportunity. Event planning, family activities, even farm, financial, fitness, on and on and on and on. Over 500 business categories. These include both small businesses, but also the majors. And so to find a particular business, and let's just type in your financial planner. So type in financial, okay? And what we'll do is take a quick look here. So it's financial planner. We click on find. By this way, number 9 most sold. We click on find. Up will come a map defaulted to your area. And they can either click on the map, or they can click over here, and they can come down here and click right here, and they can create an account, a teaser, a flyer, a presentation, any one of the engagement options. So let's click here on teaser. So we click here on teaser, and up comes the 3 teaser options: either printing, and that's printing and taking out, wrapping around that information piece, showing the business what's in it for them. The second option is obviously on the phone, giving the words to say to really engage that business. When I was out in the field about 3 weeks ago, after we went over the teasers, we did a couple role plays. We took a break, hands on. Each of the team members went to their desk and picked up the phone. We selected some non-advertisers and used the teaser words to engage with that business. Every single time, they either got an appointment immediately, or the business said, well, give me a call back in a couple of days. Let's set up a time. Why? Because the business immediately realized what's in it for them, and they wanted to know more about the opportunity for their business. Because this is information most of the businesses don't have. So quickly on the teaser, and by the way, with a Pulse program, we can set it up so that it has, right at your team members' fingertips, the options for creating, in this case, a teaser for any one of your presentation options. So in this example you see here for Community Daily, it's either print and web, or print only, shopper, digital only, etc. Or, a niche publication like, a living section. Bottom line is, the beauty of this is we can make it very flexible, and right at your team members' fingertips, set up the presentation options for you. So it's as simple as that to create a teaser, pick up the phone, print, or take out. Now, the next option we have for you on the prospecting is a geo-prospecting tool. So I'm back to the home page now. So team member in the morning wants to know who to contact, so get some leads. They click on geo-prospecting. Up will come a map. Oops, clicked on the wrong one, sorry. So click here on dashboard again. Click on geo-prospecting this time. There we go. And what it'll do is it'll default to their geographic sales area. And they can set that up very simply by clicking on the geo tag here, and then they can add a default window or geo look for their own sales territory. Let's see how that works in creating. So you click here on Car Subaru, come down here. Once again, you've got the options. And just think about how cool this is using it live in the field. This time we want to create a flyer. This is one of our most popular and effective programs, is the Pulse Flyer. So we clicked on Car Subaru. They're obviously a new vehicle dealer. So we type in new vehicle, click on, put in the business type, and look at that. As quick and as fast as that. Your team member can create flyers to take out, or they're with the business. they can engage with that business. Once again, they can edit the audience options here. They can also, and this is really cool, let's say you're in a big meeting and the business, as you can expect, is very, very interested because it's information they want and welcome. So right there with the business, you can just click here and it'll load the research. And then all you have to do, the person says, well, I want to know information about, and I've done this. I've been at some big car dealers. We put it right up on the screen. And the car dealer says, well, I want to know about new luxury vehicles. I want to know about hybrids. You know, I want to know about used luxury vehicles, etc. How about vehicle services? Okay. How about vehicle size? How about vehicle brands, etc. Very, very, very effective because you're able to work with the business. The business loves it because nobody else can access information like this, you know, in real time, you know, for that business. Just like it's hidden here on my screen. There we go. And so the flyer, as we say, is designed to very, very simply, with information about and for the business, build upon the teaser, but it's all designed to engage with the business, start the conversation, get the appointment, and with the flyer, start the engagement, finding a solution, you know, for that business. So now let's go back to the dashboard, if I might. So go back here to the dashboard. And now what I'd like to do is show you the accounts in the program, how to set up an account. So they just click on account and they can click on new account. And it's really simple. They just put in the name of the business. So let's put in test, you know, major appliance store. We click on add new account. Then we click on create presentation, as simple as that. Now we want to create a one-page presentation. So let me quickly take you through the steps of creating a one-page presentation. So we've got the business name here. We're going to put in the business type, appliance. Once again, now we're accessing the information. Once again, we can select our audience here from a drop-down list that Pulse sets up for you. Then we can also, by the way, it's all about ease of use. We can bake in various ad packages. It defaults with the customer value and a placeholder for gross profit. And then, as you can see, your team member is building the conversation with information that they feel that would be engaging. So with this appliance store, yeah, they would probably want to know about refrigerators, about ranges, you know, about freezers perhaps, dishwashers, washers, etc. You get the idea. You can also do a keyword search like hot tub. So maybe this appliance store sells hot tubs. But what's cool about this is, think about it, you're in a big meeting, they're excited about the information, and they say, hey, we've been thinking about adding hot tubs. What do you have about hot tubs? Look at this. You can just access in real time, you know, the information. And then you just update, and then you can put in competitive media. So Pulse has the ability to either in the core Pulse of America shopping survey get information about, you know, Facebook, you know, real estate sites, automotive websites, direct mail, email blasts, etc. Or we have an enhanced survey called Ad Seller Plus. It's done on a local basis, so we can get information about, you know, television, local radio stations, and we can also get in-depth information for you of your audience for shopping patterns for major appliance stores, for instance, primary banks, primary grocery store, which are the following auto dealers, etc. So let me just say, Pulse has a great deal of flexibility in terms of the information we can get and provide for you. So in this step here, all we're doing is getting some competitive information. In this case, Facebook. We can get, you know, search information. Let's go down here and quickly show you real estate. So in the Pulse of America survey, we ask, if you were to buy real estate locally, which of the following real estate sites would you go to? And all the realtors, by the way, think, well, I'm on Zillow, I don't need you. Well, look at that. We can show them the fragmentation. In other words, how many households are reached that you reach. We can list their home that Zillow misses, okay? And so pick some competitive media. I'm quickly going down through here. We want to show them their return on investment. So we show them, how few customers they need for like a 10-time return on investment. We've got ad readership. And then we just click on Save Presentation, and look at that. We have created, literally in a minute or less, a presentation that shows the business the opportunity for them based on your audience, but more important, shows them how few customers they need for a consistent campaign. It also shows them their ROI, shows them what they're missing, reinforces, ad readership, advertising effectiveness. But let me show you here the closing tool. They click here, and this is also a standalone app. It's got the campaign, how many weeks. It does a default on their customer value. So if this appliance store, we could ask them, what would a household spend? Pulse estimates they'd spend about $1,250 over a year's time. For your unique appliance store, what would they spend? Well, $2,500. What is your cost of goods? So my cost of goods is about 65%. You make about $875 per customer. Yeah, that sounds about right. Well, look at that, sir. All you need is just 12 customers at your net customer value, $875, to pay for the campaign. That's about one a month. So it shows the business. It's an engagement tool that gets the business's participation and takes away the fear in the conversation away from price, and shows them how few customers they need to pay for the campaign. So that's an overview of the one-page presentation. And we're about 30 minutes into the program, so I want to, respect your time. Here's the most important part, the reporting. Pulse builds into the program the ability for you to monitor and view your use and results of the Pulse program in real time. So it shows you every single ad rep and what they've done in creating and using the Pulse program. And so you log in at a managerial level, and you can take a look at how many presentations they've created. You can filter by time. So what have they done this week, this month? You can put in, custom dates. You can sort by activity, and you can also sort by revenue generated. You can also, by the way, put in specific goals so that each of your team members knows the goals, in other words, a sales plan, 90-90, for total number of teasers, i.e. engagements, presentations, closes, and revenue generated. So Pulse makes it easy for you to stay on top of the monitoring of, and obviously getting the results you expect and demand from Pulse in terms of use and new revenue generated. So that's an overview of the program. I know many of you are busy. If you have any questions, more than happy to answer them this morning. Let me just click here, and I'll make sure everybody's unmuted. There we go. Okay, does anybody have any questions? I'd be more than happy to answer them. Maggie, do you have any questions?
Actually, I do.
Yes.
Does
please.
this information all get populated for our market?
It's audience-based. And so in your case, what we suggested is doing the Pulse of America shopping survey with over 500 business categories of your audience, which makes it even more effective, because then they realize, the prospective advertiser, the opportunity that you can deliver of your audience towards their business category. Okay.
Okay.
So good question. Any other questions this morning? Okay, so on behalf of Pulse and Cynthia, I want to thank you very much. Cynthia, do you have anything to say in closing?
No, I just want to thank Ivy, who's on vacation, Missy, just to tell her thank you for channeling my email to everybody there at Cincinnati Magazine. And I know I've been in conversation with Jen from your Grand Rapids Magazine, and also Jason from your Detroit. So we've been in conversation for the past couple of weeks. So we're here. If you offline, if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to email me or John, and we'll get back to you too as well.
Most definitely, we will let Ivy know.
Okay, great. And tell her to enjoy her break this week.
I will.
Okay, thank you so much, everybody, for attending.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.